Hey everybody, we've got the brand new W205 Mercedes-Benz C-Class facelift just launched here in Malaysia. There are three variants to choose from, starting with the C200, and this is priced at 260,000 ringgit. If you want a little bit more power, there's a C300 that goes for 305,000 ringgit. And if you want an AMG, there's always the Mercedes Amg C43 that goes for 422,000 ringgit. So let's start with this base model. If you want to come a bit closer, you'll see this whole new front bumper. It's a bit different than before, and it's got this very complicated high performance LED headlamps. It's reflective now, it's reflectors instead of using projectors, but you know, it does give it a much more prominent look. Here for the C200, it gets this double bar grille, but if you see up close, the emblem over here has been closed up, but this is still without Distronic. If you go up to the side, you'll see that this has brand new wheels. These are 18-inch alloy wheels, dual tone, black and silver. I think it gives it a very nice overall look. It's a lot better than the old C200, I must say. On the side here, you get keyless entry, finally standard on the C200. The old car only had a keyless start, but no keyless entry, which was a bit of a shame. Finally, they have fixed that. As for the back, it's, you know, it doesn't look all that different because this is just a facelift after all. But the tail lamps have been changed. The old car had two C marks. This one only has one big C line over here. Especially at night when it's lit, you will see a little bit of difference. But, you know, as I said, this is just a facelift. What's more important are the changes under the skin. Under the hood, the C200 gets a brand new 1.5 litre 4-cylinder engine, and that last bit is very important. It's 4 cylinders instead of 3 cylinders, so you got more cylinders than a, you know, Proto Viva. So this engine, despite being smaller compared to the old 2-litre engine, it makes the exact same amount of power, 184 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. And on top of that, you also got an EQ boost function. This gives you an extra 13 horsepower and 160 Newton meters of torque as an extra boost. So this gets from 0 to 100 in 7.7 seconds, and you know, as far as base models go, that's fine by me. That's more than enough performance for anybody. There are bigger changes inside as well. First thing you'll notice is this new pulsating start button instead of the old, you know, very normal looking Mercedes start button. And on top here you get a fully digital 12.3-inch instrument cluster. This has 3 different modes that you can choose from, similar to what you get in the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Also here is a 10.25-inch center console screen. This looks a lot better than the old either 7-inch or 8-inch screens in the old car, because it's, you know, wider than before. It looks a bit less like an iPad, so I suppose in that sense, you know, it's more unique. The rest of the car is pretty similar to before. You get a brand new nice, you know, wood veneer in the center console for the C200, and this clock is now standard across the range, whether you buy a 200 or 300. You also get a brand new steering wheel with, you know, touch buttons, again similar to the new E-Class, and it may look a little bit confusing at first. A lot more buttons now. They've also moved the cruise control buttons to this side, so you no longer have a separate small little lever on the left side, so it's a little bit less confusing for new Mercedes-Benz owners. One thing lacking is the speaker system. You see over there, it still has the standard black speaker grill, so it's got the standard speakers instead of the nicer sounding Burmester. Next is my favorite variant of the whole range, the C300 facelift. This one's a little bit different compared to the C200. It's got this brand new multi-beam LED headlamps. I don't know about you, but I think this looks a lot better than the reflective ones downstairs. Over here you get this new chrome pin grille. If you are familiar with the C-Class, this has been taken off straight from the C43s, but it's also got a brand new front bumper. It looks a lot more aggressive compared to the old pre-facelift, which, you know, as you may know, I have. So from now on, I'll be driving an old car. Anyway, on the side here, you get the same wheel as the previous generation C43 Amg. It looks quite good, I think, but you know, previous C43 owners may not be too happy about this. On the back, Again, it looks similar. Facelift, not a brand new model, so it's not that big of a change. But what it has over the C200 is powered boot. So you now get a button over here. Same as the previous C300, so not a big deal. Anyway, the price for this car is 305,000 ringgit, so it's a little bit cheaper compared to the pre-facelift C300. As for the engine, the C300 gets a brand new engine, still 2 liters, but it's now a more modern M264 configuration. This one has slightly more power, 258 horsepower, so that's 13 HP more, but it makes the exact same Newton meters as before, which is 370. 0 to 100 takes 5.9 seconds, exactly same as before, but this gets a new gearbox, a 9G Tronic, whereas the old one only had 7 speeds. As for the interior, it's practically the same as the C200, but there are quite a few key differences. This being an AMG line model, you get a whole new different, sportier steering wheel with perforated leather over here and thicker grips. As for the facelift model, you also get a brand new key, which is this, similar to the E-Class, whereas this is the old key. I think, this looks a lot better, I think. There's also a difference because you no longer need to, there's no such thing as a keyhole anymore, which dictate how this key looked, whereas the new one is designed to be kept in your pocket or in your handbag. There's another button over here, which, if you're familiar with Mercedes-Benz's, this is a button that indicates this car has Airmatic. It has air suspension. So whereas the old C300 had a very passive, very stiff sport suspension, this one has air suspension, so you can choose between comfort, medium, and sport. So, it's going to be a similar system to what the previous generation C350E had. And, it's a very nice addition to the C-Class range, I think. The C300 also adds quite a few more things. It adds a full-on black headlining. It also gets a full panoramic sunroof up above. And there's only one thing that it misses out compared to the old model. Whereas the old car had a fully covered leather dashboard, this one misses out on that. So it's a bit of a shame, I think. But still, compared to the C200, it does have leather on the door cards over there. So yeah, so there is still a prominent upgrade compared to the base model. And if you're wondering about the purple light over there, this car gets the fully upgraded 64 color ambient lighting, in line with the latest E-Class and S-Class. One more thing that the C300 adds on to the C200 are Burmester speakers. I mean, these cars, the audio system, they don't sound that good, but the speaker grills alone are probably worth the money. One addition to the safety front is this blind spot assist on both the C200 and the C300. If you get the C300, however, as well as the C43, you also get active lane keep assist. And while you still don't get things like Distronic and active steering assist, I think it's a good start for Mercedes-Benz Malaysia. And lastly, the Mercedes Amg C43 facelift. As you can see here, it no longer has the chrome pin grille, it has this full-on Amg double bar grille, probably taken straight off the C63 and the A45s. And as for the front bumper, it's almost identical to the C300 AMG line, but it now has all of its chrome bits deleted, and now it's turned into black because this car comes standard with the night package. The lights are the same as before, full-on multi-beam LEDs. But what makes this a proper AMG is, of course, the engine. This is still a 3-litre turbo V6 instead of the inline-6 in the CLS and the newer E-classes, but this has been upgraded to make 390 horsepower, which is up 23 compared to the old car. Torque is the same as before, 520 Newton meters of torque. And power goes to all 4 wheels through a 4-matic driveline, and 0 to 100 is done in just 4.7 seconds. So this may be a baby AMG, not even a full-on 63 model, but it's not slow. And finally, the interior of the C43 facelift. First thing you'll see, of course, is the new center console. The pre-facelift model had a piano black center console, which was very, very iffy, is very prone to scratches and whatnot. This new one is what I would describe as white carbon fiber. This is not the real thing, of course, it's purely a print sticker, but it looks a hell of a lot better than the old piano black one, I think. So the rest of the car, it finally gets leather dashboard with red stitching on top of it, so I think that's really, really good. And even the seat belts, nice and red. This just screams AMG. As for the sport seats, this has slightly re-upholstered sport seats. It's covered in leather as well as Dynamica microfiber. It's a very nice combination, I think, together with the red stitching, together with the red seat belts. You know, this is a proper AMG. Not quite a 63, but you know, it's halfway there. Also, adding on to the experience is this brand new Amg steering wheel. This is again different to what you get in the C300 AMG line, because this is a proper AMG steering wheel. It's not a mere AMG line, so you get proper flat bottom over here, and even the shape is different. It's slightly straighter on the side to mimic a race car, you know, F1 or DTM steering wheel. So there you have it, a quick look at the facelifted C-Class range here in Malaysia. As a recap, it starts from 260,000 ringgit, goes up to 305,000 ringgit for the C300, whereas this, the C43 AMG, goes for 422,000 ringgit. Which one's your favorite? Which one do you want to buy? Which one do you want to know more of? Let me know in the comment section below. For now, thank you for watching.